Hi everybody and welcome to Commander Critic. In today's video I want to talk about some of the cards that have been spoiled for Magic the Gathering's newest set, Tarkir Dragonstorm. And I'm not going to talk about the dragons because everybody knows dragons are good. I don't need to mention that. I think we're all in agreement. Some of the cards I want to talk about feature the new mechanics in the set, so I wanted to touch base on that. And I didn't want to make the video too long, so I only picked a few of the cards. But before I go into the new cards, I do want to mention that I'm really excited that they reprinted Craterhoof Behemoth. And this card's a pretty good card. I mean, you know, people run it in their Elf Ball decks. And it's a good reprint. I'm a big fan of reprints. If you don't know, I did mention in my earliest videos that I played the game back in '93, and I gave it up in '95 and came back in 2018. So there's a lot of sets and a lot of cards that I didn't have access to. So a fair portion of my cards I only have because they've been reprinted. So I am a proponent of reprinting cards. I think it's something that they should keep doing. I want to talk about, like I said, some cards that have been spoiled so far. And the first one is Elspeth Stormslayer. Now this Planeswalker, there's nothing bad about it. It is amazing. And it should be slotted in any deck that wants to go wide that can run it. She comes in with a innate ability that says when you create a token, you create twice that many. So just for being on the battlefield, she does that. Then she has an ability that says you create a 1/1 token, which also stacks with her innate ability, so you would get 2 for that same trigger. Her 0 ability is just really bonkers, and it is crazy, and I don't even know what to say. It's amazing. So for 0, you put a 1/1 counter on all your creatures, and they gain flying till your next turn. Not just till the end of turn, till your next turn. So you can have a bunch of flying blockers that can protect her, so people don't destroy her, because a lot of people do like to target planeswalkers. And she is a very powerful one, so they're going to want to try to target her. And then she has that -3 ability to destroy target creature with power 3 or greater, which is also great if you need to do that. So there's no bad parts of this card. There's no downside. It is a very powerful planeswalker, and I'm excited to put it into my Boros token deck because it's just another thing that deck wants to have in it for support. Next card I want to talk about is Quasi Revenant. I'm not sure if I pronounced it right. I'm just making a guess from what the card says. So it's a 3 mana, 3/3 with Flying, Death Touch, and Lifelink. And it has one of the new mechanics, Renew. So when this creature's in the graveyard, you can pay a black and 2, exile it, and then you can put a Flying, a Death Touch, and a Lifelink counter on one of your creatures. And there's that value right there. You know, you're going to make one of your creatures better that's on the battlefield. And it, you know, even though you're exiling the card, it's kind of a, secondary use for it. So it's like you have that creature that is really good as it is. And then you have an ability that just buffs up one of your creatures. There's so much value there. I think it's great. I think the Renew ability is going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see how it turns out in gameplay. The third card I want to talk about also has one of the new mechanics. It's the Omen mechanic, and it's Disruptive Stormbrood. I'm going to use this card as an example. So they do look like the cards from Eldraine that have the adventures on them, but there's a big difference. So in Eldraine, you cast the side spell, the sorcery, the instant, and the card exiles, and then at a later time, or that same turn, if you have the mana, you can cast the creature or whatnot that also comes with it. But for the Omen ability, instead of going into exile, the card gets shuffled back in the library. So you have a chance to draw it again, or if there's a way you can tutor for it, you can play that small spell again, or you can just cast the creature. So whichever situation needs it, that's versatile. And I think any card that basically is 2 spells in 1 is so crucial because you have a limit of 99 cards in your deck. So putting multiple spells with cards with multiple abilities and multiple spells on them helps out with your deck, gives you more versatility, and gives you more bang for the cards. Okay, the last card I want to talk about is Auroral Procession. Now in Simic, it's 1 green, 1 blue, and it's an instant that returns target card from your graveyard to your hand. It can be any card. It doesn't have to be just an instant or a sorcery. It can be a permanent. So, you could let your commander go to the graveyard, then you can bring it back to your hand using this ability, and then cast it again without paying them commander tax. Or you played your crazy spell to give you a great advantage earlier, you can get it back and do it again. So this card is awesome, and because it's an instant speed, it's reactionary. So if you want to counter someone's big move and you have a counter spell in your graveyard, and they think, oh, I can do this, they're good, they're not going to have a counter spell, you can get that counter spell back and do it and be very tricky. So I think this card is great. It is versatile, and it's just a fun thing that wants to go in any deck with those colors. So I think it's amazing. I also know that there's so many good cards that have been spoiled, and I don't want to make a video talking about all of them because I wanted to keep this relatively short. But there are a lot of great cards, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they all play out, and I like the new mechanics. It's going to be a fun set geared towards 3 colors, and I know that Tarkir is a very popular plane. I had come back many years after Tarkir had been out, so this is my first time seeing it as a new set for the first time. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be exciting. And so that's my thoughts. So what do you think about those cards? What cards are you looking forward to, and what do you think about the new mechanics? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, if you like what you see, please subscribe, and you'll be notified when I post new content. And I just want to say thank you very much for watching, and until next time.